All right. Hey, guys. Happy Tuesday. So darn excited for tonight. We have Eric Johnson, who is the founder and CEO of Teamzy. He's been teaching relationship marketing system for 16 years as a professional business coach. In 3 years, Teamzy has helped over 80,000 plus network marketers endorsed by the Juice Plus company. You guys, he is absolutely amazing, and I'm so excited to have him on our call. But more than anything, you guys, he's going to share with us truly how important and what it looks like to have that relationship marketing and to really do top notch at it. So take it away, Eric.
Thank you very much. That was awesome. I'm very excited to be with y'all tonight. We're going to have some fun. So here's what we're going to do. I've got you on mute for obvious reasons, but and I will do Q&A at the end. However, if you feel the spirit move you and need to say something or ask something in the middle, that's okay. Just unmute yourself and do it. We'll just keep you muted in general. I'm going to take you through tonight. I'll show you Teamzy, how to set it up. I'll show you how to crush a power hour. For those of you who aren't using it, it's so easy. You can connect with 20 people in 15 minutes, have it all tracked, have nobody fall through the cracks, know exactly what you're doing in your DMO every single day, and do it in a way so you never feel icky or make other people feel icky. And I'll show you guys how that works tonight. But first, I need to teach you a little bit about relationship marketing. Relationship marketing is the system Teamzy's built on, okay? And it's approach to doing business. I'm going to teach you a little bit about that. You need to understand that to really leverage the tool properly. Make sense? So I'll take you through a little bit of that, and then we'll jump into Teamzy. So let's just go ahead and dive in here. Here's what I want to talk to you about first: how to leverage relationship marketing and become a power hour boss. That's the other cool thing about Teamzy, is the idea is that you can get everything done in less than 1 hour a day, right? How many of you, that sounds good? Totally. So here's my backstory. I grew up in the coaching business. I've been a professional business coach 16 years and a consultant. I help people build their business based on relationship marketing. It's just been an incredibly rewarding career. I stumbled across direct sales accidentally a few years ago. I'm not a direct sales guy like you're probably used to having train you. I stumbled across it by accident, found some products that I liked. They helped me. They changed my life. And I started sharing them kind of naturally. How many of you, that's how you got into the business? And when I started looking at the business opportunity, as somebody who helped other people build businesses, I looked at it kind of from that perspective. And I said, wow, this is a great opportunity to build a business on the side. I wanted to create something a little extra on the side. And so I looked at it and said, okay, I can do this, but I only have 1 hour a day. That's all I have. I have 4 kids. I had a full-time career. How many of you, that's you? I only had 1 hour a day. So I started looking for systems that I could use to leverage my time to be effective and efficient and track my relationships, and I just couldn't find anything. That's how Teamzy came to be, because I needed it. So I figured there's 35 other million people in direct sales in this country alone. They must need something too. So we built Teamzy. That's kind of the story. And Teamzy's 3.5 years old. We've had 80,000 network marketers use Teamzy, which is the most humbling thing I could probably say, except for what I'll say next year, which will be a bigger number, right? But the greatest honor so far has been to receive the endorsement of the Juice Plus company. So we are excited to be here helping and representing you guys. So let's jump back into this presentation here. So what is relationship marketing? What is relationship marketing? A lot of people hear this term and they think it just means selling things to your friends. In fact, that's why a lot of people are skeptical when we talk to them about our business, because they don't want to be just selling things to their friends, right? But I need you to understand that relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system. That's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. Every business owner must decide which lead generation system to employ in their business. And you are not salespeople who sell Juice Plus. You are business owners, okay? And so you have to decide, what's your lead generation system going to be? I happen to think relationship marketing is the most fun, the easiest, the one that gets the best results, and the most rewarding, but I'm a little biased. And probably after talking to you tonight, you may agree that you want to use relationship marketing as your approach to the business as well. But I need you to understand, whatever you choose, as a business owner, your business is lead generation. You're in the lead generation business. That means that no matter how busy you were today, doesn't matter how many customers you signed up today or lives that you changed, if you didn't do the work to create new business for your business, you did not build your business today. You were just busy. And it's a mindset as business owners that we have to have. Make sense? Okay. The cool thing is, as I show you Teamzy, every day you'll be able to have that confidence that you did what you needed to do to build your business today. Here's the first principle I want to share with you about relationship marketing. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. In other words, you're in the lead generation business, so you need to meet people so that you can develop relationships with them, right? All the fancy talk aside, that's what I'm telling you. You got to meet people and build relationships with them. That's your business system. Pretty simple, right? Yes. And then what we do with the relationships that we build is we turn those into advocates. We turn them into advocates over time. We invest time and we provide outstanding service and turn them into advocates. Okay? Meet people, build relationships, turn them into advocates. Got it? Typically, what's taught in our business is meet people, pretend to have a relationship, try to get a sale. It's a totally different thing. We don't care about sales as much as we do advocates. An advocate is worth hundreds of sales. It's worth hundreds of distributors. Make sense? Okay. I apologize in advance because I will say the words make sense 900 times tonight. It's like a habit. Next principle, relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. In other words, if you're a jerk, this ain't going to work. How many of you have come across somebody in this business who's a little shady? Okay, maybe not a Juice Plus person, right? Or you've come across people that you're talking to who are very skeptical because they've come across other people who are dishonest. And there's a bad reputation, right? Because so much of what has been taught has been this bait and switch kind of tricky approach. Relationship marketing depends on trust, which means you cannot do anything disingenuous, nothing. You have to, everything, losing trust is easy, gaining trust is hard. But trust makes the work fun. If people trust you even just a tiny bit, you can get right to helping them. You don't have to convince them. You don't have to sell them. You can just help, okay? Also, trust takes away the ickiness from the sales process. How many of you know that that's a technical business term, ickiness? It is. You all knew it already. See, nobody wants to be icky, and you get to go for yes. With trust, you get to go for yes, okay? Some of you have seen my rant on YouTube about the go for no approach. In this approach, we're going for yes. Everybody's, maybe not today, but everybody will get there because of the way we're building relationships. So how do you build trust? I'm going to share with you the 4 essential ingredients to building trust. Okay, I'll go through them quickly and then we'll kind of break out the definitions for you. The first one is chemistry. The second essential ingredient to building trust is character. Okay, character. Number 3 is competence. And number 4 is consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. Okay? So let's talk about chemistry. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Okay? Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Nobody wants to do business with someone they don't like. Right? So find common ground with people. Don't separate. Don't divide your audience. Find common ground with everybody. And on the flip side of that, everybody would prefer to do business with a friend. So the first step is find what you have in common with people. Ask questions. Find out. You have things in common with every person on this planet. Okay, but you do need to make that connection. Juice Plus is an awesome product. But if it was just the product was all you needed, everybody would already be taking Juice Plus. It's the relationship that matters with you personally. Okay, number 2 is character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. I want you to notice something about this definition. You don't actually have character. Character is an action. It's something you do. Character is something you do. It's not something you have. Everything that matters is something you do. You don't get to have any of it. It's all action. This is different training, but love is the same way. It's not an emotion. It's not something you have and can lose, it's something you do. I throw it in there as an example because it's part of character, isn't it? Loving others. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Everything that you do needs to exude your character. It needs to demonstrate it to others. Don't get offended if someone questions your character. Demonstrate to them your care. Demonstrate to them your care. This comes down to everything, not just the way you do your business, the way you serve your customers, the way you post on social media, the way you smile at strangers in the grocery store, the way you return your shopping cart when you're done, the way you drive in traffic, right? All of these things, just think about it. Everything, as a business owner, the most important thing you can be doing in the day is demonstrating character to everybody that you come in contact with, because that's how you build trust. Number 3 is competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. There's 2 halves to this. First, I need to know, can you help me? Can you help me? Just before the call started, I'm sorry, I forgot your name, but you shared the story about the heart transplant friend who had a heart transplant and how excited he was to learn about Juice Plus. Are you competent enough in that example to know the product to be able to help me? In this case, help this man. Yes. He needed to know, are you competent? Do you know about your product enough to help me with what I need? That's the step 1. If I'm going to be your customer, I need to know you're competent. You know what the heck you're talking about. Why are these good products? Number 2 is, are you a business person? In other words, do I trust you to sponsor me into this business? Should I join your team? Are you the person that's going to help me build my own business? I need to know both. You need to demonstrate that to me. Now, here's the good news. Okay, first off, new people. I want to talk to you guys. Some of you guys already have this competence. It's perfect. You just need to demonstrate it all the time to people. New people, you need to be on a quest to gain this competence. You need to learn, absorb, take the courses, learn everything you can about your products, learn about the business, learn from your upline mentors, okay? But here's what I want you to get from this. For those of you who are new and you don't have this competence yet, never pretend you do. Never fake it. You need to be real, authentic always. You just tell people, hey, I'm brand new. But you know what? My upline is amazing. They know everything. She knows everything. Does this make sense? You lean into the competence of your team. Never pretend you have competence you don't. Just sell the competence of your team. You join the business with me. I'm brand new too. We'll walk the stage together because we're plugging into the most experienced and knowledgeable mentors in the business. We're plugging into them together. What an amazing opportunity it is to join me who's brand new. Does this make sense? Competence is key. But don't fake it. Lean into the competence of your team. Leaders, just tell the new people, lean into my competence until you build it yourself, okay? Chemistry, character, competence. There's a principle behind these I'll share with you before we move to number 4, and that's this. When somebody's going to do business with you, they really only care about 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? You can see where I got all these points, right? These are heartfelt questions. They're rarely asked out loud, but they are felt in somebody's gut. And when you encounter objections in your business about anything, it comes from these questions. How do you overcome them? Well, you have to overcome those objections the way you're being taught. Those of you in my boot camp, I know a few of you signed up. We actually spend a week working on objections. But you need to work on the relationship. Over time, working on the relationship deepens the trust, and these questions are answered at the heart level. And then you just have somebody who's loyal, who you get to help. Make sense? Okay. Next, number 4, consistency. Consistency. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. This is your principle. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. First off, how important is it being consistent to develop trust? What do you guys think? Parents, has that been your experience? Isn't it easy to violate trust? And it takes a lot of consistency to build it, doesn't it? Nothing develops trust more than consistency. This is why Teamzy works so well, because a new person can come in and say, hey, I'm doing Juice Plus, it's going to be amazing. And people are like, good for you. And then 3 months later, they're, hey, I'm still doing Juice Plus, how are you? Hey, I'm still doing, hey, I'm checking in. Hey, I'm checking in. It's like, wow, they're consistently really doing this. Now, does it make sense? The trust is built over time. People respect consistency and they desire it for themselves, which means people are attracted to it. They want to be near it. This is what builds your team. How many of you have been told that you're inspiring? People find you inspiring. And isn't it humbling when somebody says that to you, that you're inspiring them? But what is inspiring is your consistency. It's your consistency. They see it. They want to be near it. This is huge. It's the most important thing. That's why you guys are on a call with me on a Tuesday evening, because you're hoping I can help you with this, right? Hoping I can help you be consistent. I do have help for you. Okay, this is really cool. I got this actually from one of my favorite books, this principle. I'm going to recommend it to you to read. It's called Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion. If you haven't read it, add it to your list, by Dr. Robert Cialdini. This is what it looks like. At least it did when I bought it. I think they might have changed the cover art. This has been a bestseller forever. This book talks about 6 principles of social influence. If you want to be a leader in this business, you got to know these. It is on Audible, by the way, for those of you who prefer to listen. Okay. The Psychology of Persuasion. There's your reading list. You got to get at least one book from me whenever you hear me talk. So those are the 4 principles. Here's the question I have for you to ask to you about being consistent. Well, actually, let me just come out real quick. I need to see people's faces. If you have your cameras off, just turn them on for a second so I can see your faces. How many of you are really consistent? You take your Juice Plus, you're consistent, you've got the healthy lifestyle. Let me just see your hands if that's you and you do it out in public. Okay, cool. How many of you are sharing this journey out publicly on social media? Like people know you're on this journey and they're watching you on it. Cool. So then the real checkup from the neck up, as one of my mentors, Zig Ziglar, used to say. Anybody ever read or listen to Zig Ziglar? Couple people. Write that name down. Those of you who've never heard of it before, Google it after this call. He's amazing. Checkup from the neck up is this. How about with your relationships? How many of you are consistently in touch with the relationships in your life? Couple people. Cool. This is where the rubber meets the road when it comes to building business. You need to be in regular contact with people. Okay. Relationship building. Actually, let me open these slides because I have a couple of these that are leading along with this. Relationship building is a contact sport. You need to be in contact with people. Okay. You need to be in contact with people. You have to be in regular contact with people. In fact, I will tell you, if you hired me to be your business coach, and the first thing I would tell you is what we need to do is figure out everybody you know and a way for you to stay in contact with all of them, with everybody you know. And I know your time is scarce. That's why we have a system like Teamzy to help you, okay? But you got to be in regular contact with people. Here's the principle. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships, okay? Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. It's the only way to deepen relationships. All right, real quick on this. Principle on this one. Let me just see really quick. How many of you have ever received a card from somebody you care about that had a handwritten message in it? And it was a beautiful message, the kind of message that you're just like, oh, you feel the emotion as soon as you read it. Let me see those hands. Okay. Has anybody never received a card like that? If you haven't, can you do me a favor? Put your address in the chat and we're going to all write you one tonight so you can understand how moving this can be. So when you get this amazing card from somebody that you care about, how many of you, once you've read it and you're in that emotional state, how many of you go, oh, that was such a sweet card, and then crumble it up and throw it in the trash can? Let me see. How many of you are able to just chuck those in the trash as soon as you read them? A couple people. Okay. I know since the whole Marie Kondo phase, people have been throwing these away. How many of you save them? You just can't part with them. You end up saving them. Yeah, most people. You have like a special place where they go. Do you guys have how many of you have actually put together something pretty and nice where you keep these special things? A bunch of you. What's amazing is not only do we save them typically, but if you were to go pull one of those out at random, and I'll challenge you guys to do this tonight after the call, pull one randomly out of that special place and read it. Often the emotional impact is even deeper the second time. Have you noticed that? Is that amazing? It has that power. When we pass away, what's typically kept by our kids? Cards and letters. That's the most cherished thing. How valuable is that? Isn't that amazing? Okay, here's another question for you. How many of you have ever received one of these? This is a birthday postcard. You guys ever get one of these? This is a birthday postcard from my life insurance salesperson. Are these nice when you get these? How many of you think this is nice? Does anyone keep these in a special place? Who throws these out once you get them? Everybody does. What's the difference? It's a happy birthday note, right? Shouldn't it move me emotionally? Shouldn't this be my bookmark in my Bible that my kids find when I'm gone and treasure? Alex is laughing at me. You know what's so funny is I wish I'd kept it, but last year I got the same happy birthday postcard from him. Same exact one, the same message on the back. Now, this is why this is not valuable and it goes in the trash. It violates the two things on this principle. One, it's not personal. It's not a personal connection, is it? It's a mass mailing. And number two, it took no time. There was no investment of time. Time is the most precious thing we can invest. That's why investing time in relationships is what deepens relationships. This is important because you need to understand that it's that personal connection, one-on-one, and an investment of time. It doesn't need to be 10 minutes where you're writing a letter every day. It can just be a personal message on Facebook or a text message. It's still that little bit of time just for them that makes a difference. Does this make sense? Because we can do a beautiful post on Facebook, and I want you guys to do that. I mean, it's one of my, Marcy, you've been in my boot camp. You know that social media is a passion of mine. I think it's a great way to build trust with people. But when you put a beautiful post up and say, this is my journey and this is amazing, and DM me or comment if you're interested, and 3 people comment, that's just what happens when my insurance guy sends this postcard. 3 people upgrade their policy. The rest of them are waiting for him to connect with them personally. So those are important things to do. And I wouldn't tell him to stop sending this postcard. What I'm telling you is the personal connection is what deepens the relationship. And when you deepen relationships systematically over time, you build an army of advocates. Okay? Why are there 100 club and MDs in my boot camp? Because they want a business of advocates that sustains itself, that doesn't lead to burnout, that isn't the constant grind. Does this make sense? And that's what I want you guys to understand tonight. It's about connecting with people, which is, by the way, is so fun, right? Okay. So let's actually go to Teamzy now and we'll show you how to do it. I think I have one more slide. So that's the principle. If you didn't get it, investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. I need you guys to understand that. Okay. And you need a system. You can't there's no way you can do this willy-nilly. There has to be a system, right? Because what's the most important part about building trust? Being consistent. So you need a way to stay in contact with all your relationships. You've got to know when to contact them and when not to contact them. In other words, I need a system for you where you don't have to plan. You just turn it on and go every day. You don't have to think. It just automatically tells you, here's who you should connect with today. Know what to say so you can quickly start a conversation and make somebody's day. Don't stare at your screen all day trying to think of the perfect message for this person. Have ways that you can just quickly start a conversation and make sure that nobody falls through the cracks. Make sure that nobody falls through the cracks. If you stay with me to the end tonight, I'm going to teach you a little bit about how to follow up. I guarantee you, for the majority of the people on this call, this is not an indictment on you. This is just the reality of our world. 80% of the good leads you have are falling through the cracks right now. 80%. Okay? And I'm going to teach you tonight how to make sure none of them do. How cool is that? Okay. Let's get out of here and go to Teamzy. Where is it? There we go. Okay, so first off, how many of you guys are already using Teamzy? Let me just see real quick. Okay, on this screen, I got about half. On this screen, hey, Kathy Murphy's here. I got a few ringers in the crowd. I see Robin's here too. Okay, now that I'm scrolling through, I see I got a few ringers. I got people that are going like this. Whenever Eric's energy goes down, they're going, yes, go Eric. Okay, I know you guys are using it. Excellent, cool. All right, for those of you who aren't using Teamzy, here's the deal. You go to teamzy.com/JP. Teamzy.com/JP and click start my free trial. It's free for 30 days, completely free, full access. 30 days is enough time. You're going to apply what I'm going to teach you right now, and you will crush that first month. You will crush it. You'll have a bunch of sales. You'll be able to continue on with Teamzy, which, by the way, for Juice Plus people is super inexpensive because Juice Plus company has sponsored it for you and got you a 34% discount. How cool is that? So it's a no-brainer. So go in there and get your free trial started, okay? All right, so when you drop into your free trial for the very first time, it will bring you into the setup wizard. This is designed for people like me who are not techie. How many of you are not techie people? Okay, good. For the techie people, you're gonna be like, this is not sophisticated enough for me. It's very simple because I need it to be. I'm not techie. This helps you set up Teamzy pretty easily. Once you get it set up, it basically runs your business beautifully for you. So this is what the setup wizard looks like. You're gonna come in here, there's a little intro video from me, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna set an income goal. And you just put this slider wherever you want your income to be. Whoa, Nelly, we love it. That's so funny. I didn't know it said that. Ambitious, we like it. Oh, these are cute. I didn't even write these. I love that. My team is amazing. So you're gonna set an income goal. What's the income level you wanna be at, your annual income level, a year from now? Okay, so my goal was 150,000. So let's toggle it right there. That was my goal. Now what's cool is Teamzy knows what kind of activity you need to do on a daily basis to hit it. So it's telling me right now, I need to connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 distributors every day, 5 days a week, okay, 5 days a week. We're not slave drivers, to hit this goal in a year. Okay, so I'm gonna click continue. So whatever your goal is, you're gonna put that there and then click continue. And then it's gonna ask you to put some contacts in. So the 3 lists that you really need to get started, if you've already been building a business for a while, you need to go to the back office and you need to get your distributors in, okay? Import your distributors, then import your customers, and then your Facebook friends, okay? And these give you some instructions on how to do it. It's pretty cool. Look at this, step by step, honestly, even I could do this. On how to use the back office to get your contacts, how to get your Facebook friends imported into Teamzy, okay? So you can actually get your whole Facebook list into Teamzy, so that they're there organized in one place. No more little pads of paper or sticky notes chasing around your house trying to remember where all your contact information is. You will live in Teamzy, which lives in the cloud, which means what? It means it's in your phone. How many of you could reach right now out with one hand and grab your phone? So now when you're looking for that sticky note or that pad of paper, it's always in your phone, okay? So you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so once you've got everybody in, all your lists into Teamzy, then we're ready to go in here and do a power hour. Actually, I've got one more step to do before we're ready to do our power hour. These are my next steps here. I need to rank and label my contacts. So why do we rank and label contacts? This is mega important, and a lot of people skip this step and then wonder why they didn't, get 5 new customers their first month using Teamzy. This is really important because you need to remember that you're talking about relationships, and some relationships trust you now, and some relationships will trust you down the road. Does this make sense? In fact, 80% of your business will come from 20% of your relationships. It's called the 80-20 rule. Who's ever heard of the 80-20 rule? So you need to talk to your best relationships more often than the people you don't know that well. Okay, so what we do is we have a real simple ranking system. It's a 5-star system, like you're ranking a restaurant on Yelp. And the more stars you give somebody, the more often they show up automatically in your power hour. So you don't have to think. You don't have to go, oh my gosh, I need to talk to Staci more often because she's awesome. Teamzy just knows it. You tell Teamzy once, and Teamzy will remind you, okay, it's Staci's turn again. Connect with her. It's automatic. You don't have to think. Okay, this is key. So here's how we do it. When you go to the team page, on Teamzy on the left nav, the team page is where your full database lives, like your full CRM is here, all your contacts are here, okay? And this is now turned on rank mode for me. I did it from the dashboard, but you could also do it from this menu, rank mode. This turns on everybody's little ranking stars so I can go down my list quickly and I can change their ranks just by clicking it, okay? So if I wanna make Emlyn a 1-star, I just click it and I reduce his stars. Okay, now here's the cool thing. You don't actually have to rank your whole list because when you put them in Teamzy, they're gonna all be 3 stars. which is where most of your people will stay. So what you're really looking for are your 4 and 5 star people, and you want to just skim through your list and get your 4 and 5 star people ranked up. Okay? So let me just explain to you my definitions for these. A 5 star is somebody most likely to become a customer or a distributor, or they're already on your team, they're already a customer, and they're the total rock stars. Okay? 5 star people are your best friends and your closest family. They show up on your list every 30 days. You don't have to set a follow-up. You don't have to set a reminder. Every 30 days, they come up on Teamzy and it says, reach out to this person, okay? And connect with them. Not try to sell them, just connect. And what I want you to do when you connect with people is focus on making their day. We call it the make someone's day mindset. Get in the make someone's day mindset. It's one of our hashtags. I'm not wearing the Teamzy t-shirt. The Teamzy t-shirts say hashtag make someone's day mindset on the back. So every 30 days, the 5 stars come up. 4 stars are somebody who you feel are likely to become a customer or distributor with some nurturing. These are your friends and your family, but not your closest circle. 4 star people show up on the list every 60 days. Okay, every 60 days. They just come back automatically. 3 stars, they could go either way, which is why they're 3 stars. And that's why everyone on your list starts as a 3 star. Most of the people on your list will stay 3 stars. They come up every 90 days. So every 90 days, you're talking to them. So 4 times a year, you're going through the majority of your list, which is pretty cool. 2 stars are getting colder 120 days. Does this make sense? More stars, more often. Pretty simple. You go through your list one time, just really getting those 4 and 5 stars prioritized so Teamzy can put them first and bring them back more often, and then you're ready to rock, okay? For those of you who are like, oh my gosh, Eric, that sounds like work. You have to do this just once, and then you never ever plan your power hour again. You never have to plan your DMO ever. You just turn it on and go. You can pull it out of your pocket on your phone when you're waiting to pick your kids up in the school line, and you can do half of your DMO for the day because it tells you who's next. You just connect with them. It's powerful, right? But people come up to me and they say, oh my gosh, Eric, we were at a conference in Sacramento. So many people said, I've been meaning to set up Teamzy, but I've got 3,000 friends on Facebook, and the thought of ranking them. I said, look, if you just moved into your dream home, how long are you going to look at the dishes before you unpack them? Right? Until you unpack that kitchen, you can't get cooking. Teamzy is the dream home for your business. You just need to set up your kitchen and get cooking, okay? You only have to set it up once. Got it? Okay. Kathy's giving me my nods, my supportive nods. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate your love and support. Do you know why she loves and supports me? I'll let her tell you at the end of this call. Because we've helped her get her business cooking. Okay, so now we're ready to do a power hour. Let me show you how this works. I'm going to minimize this. This is just like the getting started stuff. Once you get Teamzy set up, this goes away. Okay, so a couple things we did. Today's activities, these are the goals we set with that income goal. So my goal is to connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 distributors today. Then I've got 2 goals that are kind of a default minimum, which is inviting 3 people and adding 3 people to my list, okay? So let me explain what that means. Prospects, customers, distributors, these are connects. My goal is just to connect and make their day. That's it. I'm working on the relationship. I'm staying in touch consistently. An invite is when I'm inviting somebody to join my business. I'm inviting somebody to buy the products. Okay, I'm inviting somebody to a specific event where we're going to present the business, like those amazing salad in a jar parties that you guys do, things like that. Okay, so an invite is specific to the business. So I'm going to connect with, based on these goals, I'm going to connect with 19 people today, and I'm hoping that I will generate enough great conversations that 3 of them will lead to an invite. Why only 3? Because I don't believe in cold inviting people who aren't interested. I believe in uncovering interest and inviting them. Then you fill a pipeline with very interested people, and then you convert a ton. Make sense? Okay, so how do we do this in our power hour? Now I'm going to come down to the middle where it says power hour. See that module in the center? This organizes my DMO for me. I've got 4 lists: prospects, customers, distributors, and follow-ups. Simple. Okay, I start in order left to right. Each list gives me 5 names at a time on purpose by design. That is so that I stay focused and I don't get overwhelmed. Okay, obviously my goal is 9, so I need to connect with more than the ones I see. But if I could see a list of 100, I might start chicken pecking my list, and it defeats the system. Make sense? So let's go ahead and start. On the right-hand side is where I actually log the activity as I go, so I don't have to come back later and do homework, because I don't like doing homework. How many of you like to do homework and have to go home and track and log? People say, I've been doing my Teamzy, but I haven't been logging it. I said, then you're not doing your Teamzy. Teamzy is not a filing cabinet. It's your assistant, okay? All right, so here we go. First person on my list is Marcy. I'm gonna start my power hour. Now, I personally love messaging people on Facebook Messenger. That's my favorite way to message. My second favorite would be text. Why? Just because right now, Facebook Messenger, the response rate is the highest, okay? Some of you are heavy Instagram users. Maybe you'll message people there. It doesn't matter where you message them, but I'm going to demonstrate with Facebook because that's typically how I'd message somebody. So the first person on my list is Marcy. I'm going to send her a message. Now, this is where I used to get stuck, and I go, oh my gosh, what am I going to say to her? How do I start this conversation? How many of you guys get stuck here and you spend too much time trying to think of what to say? So over the years, I've developed some really simple icebreaker scripts that I put in Teamzy for you to use, okay? And now we've got lots of people using them, and they're constantly reporting how well they work, just starting a conversation, okay? You get to have your own conversation, but I'll start it for you. So right here, see where it says scripts? You click on that. I'm gonna get one for Facebook, and I'm just gonna get the first one on my list, connect number 1. It says, hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome, okay? So I'm gonna copy that script. Now here's what I'm gonna do. Is obviously her name's not Jane. So I'm gonna paste it in here into Teamzy so that I can edit it a little bit. Change the name. Highly recommend you never take the name out of the message. Don't say, hey girl or hey sweetie. Keep their name in the message. Why is that? Because there's a couple of reasons. One, people love hearing their name that way, but also it's good for Facebook because if you use the same message 10 times, which I'm gonna show you, if you keep their name, then each one's unique. Cool? All right. So, oh, you know what this is missing? Emoticons. I got to put some of those in there. I love emoticons. It's the greatest thing ever. Because it's kind of like, what did you mean by that? Oh, there's a smiley face. Oh, he meant to be friendly, right? It's the greatest thing because you can't read tone and you put the tone in. Hi, Marcy, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day's awesome. Look, I've got this just the way I want it. So now I'm going to send it. So what I'll do is I'm actually going to go send it in Facebook. You have to send messages from Facebook itself. It doesn't let you, do it through other apps. Okay, so we're gonna just find Marcy. It only takes a second. There she is. I'm gonna send her this message. Okay, see how easy that was? Sent. It's out. Message is sent. Okay, now I'm gonna finish logging it in Teamzy. That was a Facebook message. See the big blue button that says Log Connect? That's how you do it. You click it. So now you'll notice Marcy's off my list, and I have 1 done, 8 left. Next up is Staci. I'm gonna do the same thing. In fact, I'm gonna take that same message and just change the name. Oh my gosh, you guys are so close, I don't even have to retype very many letters. How cool is that? Look, this is all ready to go. I'm just gonna go up here. I'm gonna look her up. There she is. Boom, send. How many of you think I could do all 9 of these in less than 10 minutes? Totally. So look, boom. Next person on the list is Melissa. I'm just gonna go down my list and connect with people. Now, if you wanna mix it up, you can change the scripts around a little bit. You can even put your own scripts and save them in Teamzy so they're there when you need them, okay? These have been tested and tried thousands of times, so they work great. People respond to them. So I'm gonna go down my list until I've messaged 9 people. That's my goal. Now, here's what I want you guys, a couple of pro tips. 1, some people will respond right away. Don't get sidetracked and have the conversation right now. Finish sending out all your outgoing messages first, okay? Because you might get distracted. The second thing I want you to know is that maybe half of these people won't respond at all. And I don't want you to give those people a second thought. You don't need to set a follow-up. You don't need to come back and say, did you get my message? Don't worry about them because they're in Teamzy, they're gonna come back automatically. Does that make sense? You're gonna be so busy after 5 days of doing this, talking to the people who do respond, you won't have time for those other people anyways. But as I talk about follow-ups in a little bit, I'm going to let you guys know that a lot of people who don't respond, they meant to. Okay? They're not ghosting you. They meant to respond. They lost it. Their day got away from them instantly and they forgot about it. How many of you that happens to you all the time? All the time. You know what's kind of funny? I got to show you this. This is just a little side note. I made my wife send me a screenshot of her phone yesterday because, wait, did she send it to me? Yeah, here it is. I don't know if you guys can see this. Can you guys see the phone screen? Look at her, look at the bottom. Look at how many emails she has unopened and how many missed calls she has. Right? Now, this is just a little side note. How many Facebook messages has she missed? 0. How many text messages has she missed? 0. That's all I have to say. 121 missed calls. I'm like, those are probably from me too. I need to just text her. She gets them quicker. My point is, don't worry about the people who don't respond to you. Okay, don't worry about that. They'll come back. You'll get them eventually. The more you connect with them, the more likely they are. But just respond to the people who do. Okay, so we're going to go down your list for your power hour. You're going to message your prospects. You're just going to send out these messages. The goal is to make their day and have them respond. That's goal number 1. Okay. And then you're going to, when they respond, now you have a chance to have a conversation with them. We'll talk about that in a minute. But first, we're going to just message all the prospects on the list. Then we'll go to the customer list and just message your customers. Okay, the first person on my list is Brandy. Great. I'm going to go to scripts. I don't want to even think. I just want to get my DMO done. I'm going to get in here and get a script. Okay, great. Here's a good one. I love this one. Hi, Jane. Just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. My favorite script for customers. Oh my gosh. How many of you have ever sent this one? You'd be shocked at the response to this. People love this one. Hi, Jane. Just checking to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. What kind of emoticon do I want to do with this one? I think this one. Little heart, little lovey face. Okay. Change the name. Okay. Send it in Facebook or text or wherever you're messaging the person. Log it in Teamzy. Work down your list. You're going to connect with your customers the same way. By the way, connecting with customers is as important as prospecting. It's as important as prospecting. You guys know that? How many of you wish you were better at staying in touch with customers? Let me see the folks who have customers. You guys have customers? Okay, that's great. That means you have a business. Okay, 3 quick reasons why you got to be in touch with your customers, okay? What magical will happen when you start using Teamzy and you're in touch regularly with them? Number 1, it's the right thing to do. It's good service, right? How many of you believe that? It's just good service. Yeah. Number 2, when you're in regular contact with customers, they statistically order more product and retain longer. Okay, I'll say it again so you can write it down. They will order more product and retain longer. How many of you would like to see that happen? What is exciting right now for Staci is typically when I do a team call like this for a team volume will go up 20, 30% during their free trial. Why is that? It's because you're in touch with your customers. When you're in touch with your customers, they want to order more. A lot of them are waiting to hear from you because they've been seeing stuff and they want more stuff, right? Okay. So when you're in touch, they'll order more and they retain longer. Now, here's the other cool thing. How many of you would like some new customers? Yeah. Where are you going to go get them? Do you know? Do you know where you're going to go get them? Alex, you're in the center of my screen. And I'm excited for you because you're in the center and you're in boot camp because we spent a whole week on this in boot camp. Just on how to get customers. But here's where you're going to get them, from your current customers. That's the best place for new customers, from a current customer. Think about it. Someone who's already using Juice Plus and loves it, what are they doing already? They're telling other people about it, right? How many of you, that's why you're here? That's how it started with you. They're telling other people about it. People are excited about Juice Plus. We know the statistic, 82% of people in North America make purchasing decisions based on the recommendation of a friend. So your customers are recommending to their friends who are now 82% likely to purchase that product. The question is, are you in touch with your customers and are you getting introduced to their friends who are already excited about Juice Plus? You have to think of this systematically. They're there. Some of those people have already bought Juice Plus, not from you. They got so excited, they figured out how to get it. Make sense? So you have to be educating your customers, not just on Juice Plus, but the fact that you are the person that solves these problems, that helps people this way. And who are you talking to about Juice Plus that's excited so that I can help them like I'm helping you? It's a passion of mine. I need to get to these people so that I can help them. Please introduce them to me so that I can get them some information about this. Okay? It needs to be like, like the Old Testament prophets, how they couldn't like stand it. They had to go proclaim the word of the Lord. Like that's how you need to be about evangelizing with your customers, how bad you want to help all their friends. Okay? All right. I'm getting excited. Here we go. Next, so once you've connected with your customers, then you move to the next list, which is distributors. You're going to connect with your distributors. Again, there's some quick scripts in there just to connect and make their day, just to let them know you're thinking about them. Hey, Brittany, how are you? How is everything going? Is there anything I can do for you today? Is there anything I can do to help you? What's one question you have about the business that I can help you with today? Just reaching out to her randomly, out of the blue. It's been a while since I checked in with you. How's everything going? I haven't seen you on team calls in 6 months. Wanted to make sure you were okay. I'm not picking on you, Brittany. I just pulled your name out. It's all good. Just quick staying in touch with the team. That's why we named it Teamzy, by the way. Could have named it Salesy or Leadsy or something cheesy like that. Or Cheesy. We could have named it Cheesy. We named it Teamzy because we wanted the focus to be on the team relationship. It's the most important piece. And it's what I had seen so much, as a new person to network marketing, I had seen so much these people build these huge teams and have no relationship with anybody underneath them. And they walk around like movie stars, and people are desperately just wanting a morsel of love from them. People will work their tail off for a relationship. People are not money motivated. Every social science study has proven this. I know there's probably some PhDs on here. Every Juice Plus call, I got a bunch of PhDs. So you guys can just nod and say, yeah, he's right. I have a degree in this. The social science shows it. They're not money motivated. They're relationship motivated. So you've got to build that relationship so that you can help them stick to the business and get the success they deserve. Make sense? So you connect with your prospects, you connect with your customers, you connect with your distributors. Our example took me 10 times longer for me to describe than it will take you to do. You can do it in 15 minutes. Okay? Just send those messages out. Now, what happens is you come into your free trial and you're like, okay, great. Monday, I send out my messages. Some people are starting to respond. Tuesday, I send out my messages. Wednesday, I send out my messages. By Thursday, it's like, holy moly, I have so many conversations happening. How do I keep up with this? Okay? And so now you're in the amazing position of being overwhelmed with opportunity and you're having conversations. And so now your first goal is to make somebody's day. Now your goal is to have great conversations. Okay? So now you're having conversations with people and you're just connecting. You're asking questions. You're finding out what's going on in their lives. Okay? My favorite phrase for getting in there in this conversation is this: what have you been up to? Send me an update. What have you been up to? Send me an update. My business partner and mentor, Mike Lopez, does this great training on the fact that people don't really respond well to questions. They respond better to directives. That's a directive, not just, how are you? It's what have you been up to? And then specifically, send me an update. They respond really well to those. So then they give you an update. Great, now you have things to talk about, okay? Be interested in people. Find out what's going on in their lives. And what your goal is to find a way to help them. How can I help this person that I haven't talked to since high school? I'm trying to rebuild a relationship, and now how can I help? How can I be of help? It may or may not be with Juice Plus, okay? You may have uncovered somebody who is in a desperate need of support, and out of the blue, your message came and they think it's amazing. You may have an opportunity to pray with people you haven't talked to in 20 years. They may need a recommendation to a new dentist for their kids. They may need, they may express a need and you may go, I just read a book on this. I'm going to send it to you. Whatever the case may be, you listen for opportunities to help that person. This is how you build a relationship. You guys understand what I mean? Good. And some of these conversations, by the way, I just want to encourage you, some of these conversations will fizzle out quickly. And you're like, that's not the way Eric described it. I wanted to get their update, have this great deep conversation about them. Some of them will fizzle out quickly, and that's okay, because you have to build that trust over time. They haven't heard from you in 20 years. You can't expect, to have this great conversation. So they may fizzle out quickly, and then over time, those relationships will get better as you connect over time. But some of them will be a great conversation, okay? And your goal in the conversation is to help them, one. And number two, you want to make sure that they leave that conversation knowing what you do and why you're passionate about it. They need to leave the conversation knowing what you do and why you're passionate about it. How do I talk about my business? You do talk about your business, but in the context of what you do and why you're passionate about it, okay? How many of you feel like you're in this business to change people's lives? Let me see your hands. Passionate about health, helping people. And all of you have a story, right? You all have a story. I've heard people overcome inoperable cancer. I've heard all kinds of things. Mike and I were coming back from Sacramento, and you guys treated us like rock stars. It was a surreal experience for us. But we're in the airport, and we tried to get home early on standby, and we failed. So we were in the airport for 3 hours. So we went to the bar and had a beer, and we're reflecting on our trip. And somebody was sitting next to us. A young lady was sitting next to us. She was in her own world doing her thing, and we're talking. And then she looks up and she goes, "You're Eric from Teamzy." And I said, "Yeah, I am." She's like, "Oh, I love Teamzy." We met each other, and we connected quickly. Then she says, ironically, I think this is like 2 minutes before I met you, Marcy, in the same bar, right? It's pretty cool. So she says, I've been doing it, whatever. I've been taking it for a few years. I just started the business, and I struggle because I don't really have a story. I go, "Well, why are you using Juice Plus?" How many of you feel like you don't have a story? It's okay. We want to go like this. All the leaders are like, "You have a story," but I'm going to tell you about this person's story. She goes, "Oh, well, I had thyroid problems my whole life. And so I started taking Juice Plus, and it kind of evened me out. And I've been feeling really great." Oh, that's a story. She says, "But the best part is my son, who's 13, he's got severe asthma, and he's got psoriasis. And the combination of those two would hospitalize him at least once a year. And he typically had about 11 doctor's visits a year." And she says, now that he's been on Juice Plus 10 months, he hasn't had a single doctor's visit or hospitalization. That's freaking, how many of you think that's awesome? All right, so Jen, you raised your hand, said you didn't have a story. So for now, you just tell that story. There's a million stories. Oh my gosh. I met a woman who told me that before Juice Plus, she was in a wheelchair and was blind. And she was looking me in the eye and standing up talking to me. I said, "Well, how did Juice Plus change that?" She goes, "I don't know, it just did eventually." This stuff is amazing, you guys. You need to tell those are reasons to be passionate. I said to that young mother, that's why you're passionate about Juice Plus, because the person you love the most in the world is no longer suffering needlessly. You've eliminated that suffering in his life by doing the simplest of activities. That's what you need to tell every single day. For me, it's changed our family's life. My son no longer suffers. This is what has happened to him. Why are you passionate about what you do? What do you do and why are you passionate? What is the problem you specialize in solving? It's not about selling Juice Plus. It's about the problem you solve. My friend Ron works with people who are ill, who have cancer, because that's been his story. He focuses on helping people regain their health when they've lost hope. He brings them hope that they can have a quality of life again, that they may be able to holistically cure themselves. That's why he's passionate. What is it that you do passionately? Okay? And you don't hide that it's Juice Plus. Because I'm passionate about helping people in this situation, I found the best company and the best product to align myself with, and it's Juice Plus. Have you ever heard of them? They're amazing. So I got a virtual franchise with them, and I'm using that as a vehicle to help people to change lives, to create a new future for people. You know what people are going to say when you share what you do and why you're passionate? I'm really sorry that I'm off on a tangent. This isn't really Teamzy related as far as using the software, but this is how I would use the software. When you present to somebody what you do and why you're passionate about it, the only response a decent human being can have, and if you're not talking to decent human beings, you take them off your list in Teamzy and move on, okay? Is this: wow, that's amazing. Good for you. Oh, wow, that's good for you. Great for you. Good on you. I'm proud of you for that. Wow, that must be fulfilling. Make sense? How many of you would like that to be your first response to, I'm a Juice Plus distributor? How many of you would like everyone to go, wow, that's great? This will be their response when you come at it from the standpoint of, this is what I do and why I'm passionate about. This is how I'm helping change lives. This is what I do and why I'm passionate about it. I've repeated a few times to make sure you guys get it. Wow, that's great. Okay? When you have the wow, that's great, all you have to do is ask, would you like to learn more? Would you like to learn more? Would you like some more information about what I'm doing? Okay? He makes it sound so simple. You get good at it too over time with some practice, okay? And again, I'm not here to, at the end during Q&A, I'll talk about the boot camp. But for those of you who really want to jump into that today, it ended yesterday, registration, but we extended it through tonight. So I feel like I have to mention it to you guys tonight because you still have an opportunity to get into boot camp tonight. But we work on this part, the conversation and how to do the invites and stuff. Okay, so when somebody says, when you ask them, would you like some more information? They can answer two things. Yes, I would like some more information. Yes, hallelujah, right? Okay, and I'll show you how to do that in Teamzy in a second. What if they say, no, thank you? Oh, I'm really happy for you, Marcy, that you're doing that. That's so neat, but no, I'm not really interested in learning more about it. Thanks, though. Okay, great. How do you do that? You just thank them for the conversation. Thank you, Oh, no worries, Marcy. You know what? It was really neat to connect again, though. I'm really glad, really enjoyed our conversation. She'll say, oh, me too. You know, even if it's messaged. And I'll say, but could you do me a favor? If you do come across people who need help in this area, whatever it is you articulated, okay? Could you connect us? Because it's my mission to help as many people as I could. And if you could just introduce me to those folks as you come up with them, I'll be happy to get them some more information. Don't worry if you didn't get that word for word. You just need to get the emotion. You need to plant the seed. People who are not interested in learning more, great, no worries. But can you keep your ears open for people who need me, who need this, so that I can help them? Can you connect me with them? And they will almost always say, yes, I will do that for you, even if they don't mean it. But you've done a very important thing, is you've started to change their thinking about what you're doing. And you've started to recruit them into your, I call them your army of advocates. Okay? Because what will happen is, now that you've turned on that awareness for them, somebody will be having a conversation and they'll say, oh, you should talk to my friend Eric. He's been helping people with this. Does this make sense? This is how you get them. I don't care if you don't join my team or buy my products, but you will be my advocate. Because I will love you until you can't stand it anymore, and you have to. Okay? That's the way it works. It's like a puppy that you can't turn away. That's what you guys are. You are health puppies. Write that down. That's a new term we just coined. Cute health puppies. You can't get rid of them. Okay, so here's what happens when Marcy says, yes, I would like some more information. Great. So now I'm going to invite her to something. Oh, perfect. Oh, Marcy, your timing is perfect. You know, tomorrow night, my team is having a virtual event on Facebook. Are you going to be home tomorrow night? Oh, you are? Perfect. Here's what I'm going to send you the link. Would you be interested in checking that out? You can watch it from home. It's going to be live on Facebook. Some people from my team will be sharing their stories. We're going to be talking about the business model. You can learn all about the business in your pajamas. She says, oh, that sounds great. This is just an example, right? You could invite them to lunch. You could invite them to a salad and jar party, whatever. Okay. So this is just an example. She says, oh, that sounds great. Okay, perfect. I'm going to send you the link right now, and then you check it out, and I'll follow up tomorrow night and see if you have any questions. She says, oh, that sounds great, Eric. This is me inviting them. Okay. So how am I going to do it? Marcy's no longer on my dashboard, so I have to use my lookup bar to find her record. Okay, there she is. This takes me to her record. I'm going to open up the Connect box and see where it's on the bottom left where it says invite. Now I'm going to log this as an invite. I'm going to take it off Connect and I'm going to put it on, let's call this one a business opportunity meeting. Okay, business opportunity meeting. Or you could do, oh, look, we added this after conference connection call. That's like when we get her on a call with your upline, right? Cool. All right, so let's do this. And then right here where it has the counter, I'm going to set my follow-up. I'm going to set it, you can set it for any day in the future. I'm going to set it for tomorrow because that's what I told Marcy I would do. And then I'm just going to put a note here what it was. It was a Facebook Live event, okay? And let's log this. Now watch what happens when I log this with an invite set and a follow-up. Now it sets that follow-up on her record. If I go to my dashboard, a couple cool things happened. One, it logged an invite. See that? Invite's logged for my daily stats. And if I go to my follow-ups list, there's my follow-up set for tomorrow. So you don't pay attention to this, guys. It's important. You don't need to set follow-ups just because you're connecting with people. Remember, Teamzy does that automatically. You set follow-ups when you've invited somebody to the business or you've invited somebody to buy products. The follow-ups list is really there for you to manage your hot leads. Make sense? And everyone else you're just building relationships with. So now you can see that's not due till tomorrow. So tomorrow when I do my power, so over time, I'm connecting with people, having conversations. Some of those conversations, I'll get them to, they're going to say, yeah, I'd like some more information. I'm going to find out what they need and I'm going to invite them to it. Okay. Some cases it may be, these are the products you should get in my opinion. Okay. It may be come to an event and learn about the business. I don't know. I'm going to go from my gut based on the conversation. But all those people I'm inviting, I'm putting them on my follow-ups list. So after you've been doing Teamzy for a few weeks, you'll have a full list of follow-ups. Okay. So your power hour looks like this. Connect with your prospects, whoever's up next. Connect with your customers, whoever's up next. Connect with your distributors, whoever's up next. Then go work your follow-ups list. Okay, and just work your way down, whoever's due. So let me show you how I do a follow-up for Marcy. Let's pretend she's due. First thing I'm gonna do is go to scripts. Why make this hard? By the way, I put in my scripts for follow-ups in here, 10 of them in order, 10 strips. It's not strips, 10 scripts, okay? They're numbered. So let's just get one. Follow-up number 1. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Okay, great. So I'm gonna copy that. And it works just like a regular connect, okay? You go in there, you paste it in, you get the name right. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Honestly, I think these 10 follow-up scripts are some of my best work. They work so well. Look, I'm gonna jump over here and I'm gonna send her this script, this follow-up. By the way, just a little side note, Marcy, there's another Marcy Loomis that works at the Olive Garden. That's her picture says, I like to party. And by party, I mean take naps, which I just want you to know that is your runner-up. The runner-up to you on Facebook is that one. So you can tell people, hey, find me on Facebook. I'm not the girl from the Olive Garden who likes to party. I'm the other Marcy. Sorry, just having a little fun with you. Did you see how easy that was? Okay, so now what I do is I log this just like I would log a normal connect, except I need to set a new follow-up. She needs to stay on my follow-ups list until she converts. So I'm just gonna say, let's say in 2 days, I'll follow up again and I log it. So now it's logged. You can see it's logged one follow-up and it's put her back on my follow-ups list for Thursday. So as you're working your follow-ups list, always set a new follow-up. They should stay on your list, okay? Now, real quick on this, then we'll do Q&A. This is where most people in our industry fail. You do all this work, you generate this interest, you invite somebody to something, and then you fail to follow up. True? I know some of you are like, that's why we're here. That's why we're talking about to Teamzy. I want you guys to understand, Teamzy makes it easy. You can keep them on that follow-ups list, keep following up with them, and they won't fall through the cracks if you do it the way I showed you. But the problem is, most of you don't follow up enough. Okay, here's the statistic you need to know. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. I see some nods, but most of you don't like the sound of that. How many of you follow up 10 times consistently when you have a good lead? A couple people. Okay. Marcy and Kathy, I take credit for those. They've been through extensive Teamzy drilling, and they've learned the system I'm about to teach you. How many of you don't follow up that much because you're worried you'll be the most annoying person on the planet? People hate you for it. Maybe I over-exaggerated that a little, but that's kind of how you feel, right? All right, here's the good news. There is a way to follow up so that people love it. They thank you for it, and they're never annoyed by it. How many of you want to learn that? Okay. I'm going to teach you right now. It's very simple. First off, if you use my scripts, they already follow those rules. Just use them. Okay? You don't even have to understand it. Just use them. They work. But first, you need a mindset shift. When I asked you how many of you are here to change lives and impact people and help them, become healthy and have a better life, almost all of you raised your hands, right? Almost all of you raised your hands. So let me change the wording on that statistic. 80% of the people you could help, you won't help unless you follow up more. 80% of the people you could help, you won't help unless you follow up more. See, the truth is, it doesn't matter how good Juice Plus is. It's irrelevant. If they never buy it, it can't help them. But there's all these studies, Eric. The studies don't matter until I get them to put it in their mouth. Make sense? Okay, so here's how you do it. Here's how you follow up 10 times without being annoying. Are you ready? There's 2 rules. First rule is this. By the way, these might conflict with what you've been taught by other people, but since only 3 of you raised your hands that you follow up 10 times, I would suffice to say the other trainings didn't work for you, okay? First rule is this. Never ask them to do anything in the follow-up. Don't ask them to do anything. Don't ask them to even respond. They don't need to respond. They don't need to call you back. They don't need to do anything. You have an event coming up. They don't need to RSVP. You put the onus on following up on you. I'm going to keep following up. You don't even have to respond, okay? Because that takes that first level of annoyance out. Now I have to go do something. And I'm busy. The second principle is this. Your follow-up message should be, they should be able to read it. They should be able to read it. So it needs to be messaged. It can't be a voice message. It can't be a video message. You can't sing them a song. They need to be able to read it. It's about our busy lives, okay? You guys just need to understand this. And it has to be short so they can read all of it without opening it. They need to be able to read it, and they need to be able to read all of it without opening it. Okay, so let me just give you an example. How many of you guys have, let me see people with young kids or young grandkids. Let me see your hands. Everybody. Great. So I send you a beautiful, almost everybody. I send you a beautiful voice message. Deanna, it's Eric. Just wanted to let you know I was thinking about you today and thinking about what an amazing person you are. And I wanted you to know, right? It's a nice message. Now here's the problem. Eric sent you a voice message. I can't listen to that right now. I have a 3-year-old crawling up my leg and screaming. Or if it's quiet, let me see the moms of the young kids. This is amazing, isn't it? Kids are like ninjas. Your kids can be quiet and busy. And the second you pick up the phone to listen to something, they come out of the woodwork like banshees. They know there's competition for your attention and they come, right? So now I'm irritated because I really want to hear the message, but I can't. I'll have to listen to it later when everybody's in bed if I remember. Make sense? But if you send me a message I can read, even with kids crawling on me and pulling on my ears, I can quick look at it and get the message. And that's what I want to do so bad, because when we hear that phone tell us there's a message, we just want to know what it is. And if it's a long message with a ... now I can't read the whole thing, because you know what I'd have to do? I'd have to open it. I'm not going to open your message. I don't want you to know I've read it. Why? Because I can't respond right now. This moment is insane. Just this moment. I might be driving my car. I might have my kids. I might be doing something. I might be, chopping vegetables, whatever. I can't respond right now, and I don't want you to see that I read it, because then you'll think I'm a jerk for not responding. How many of you guys do this? Look, so just take the annoyance out. Don't ask them to do anything. Keep it short and sweet. Let them read it. Your goal with follow-ups is for them to see it. That follow-up message will reconnect them to the hope that they had when they talked to you about Juice Plus. Make sense? You're selling hope, not nutritional supplements. You're selling hope. It's what I sell too. I'm in the hope business too. How many of you are feeling hopeful already after spending some time with me right now? Every time you hear my voice, I want you to reconnect to that emotion. Every time somebody sees your message, they're going to reconnect to that emotion of, wow, this is kind of cool. I need to take a look at this Juice Plus thing. That's it. And you're staying top of mind until they're ready to reconnect. I will tell you that 80% of people won't respond at all to even the first 5 messages. They won't even respond. And you're like, they're ghosting me. She's ghosting me. Oh my gosh, she was so excited. I can't believe she's not messaging me. And you start making up stories about why they're not messaging you. I want you to know I have taught this thousands of times, and I still make up stories why people aren't responding. Usually it's you guys that go, Eric, just, you know what you teach, just message them again. Keep following up. And it always works. It always works. It's a surprise. Even with Juice Plus, they were like, let's do a deal. It's great. And they had that contract for what felt like 1,000,000 years with no response. No response. No response. And I'm like, I guess this Juice Plus deal is not going to happen. And then, oh, here, Eric, here's the contract signed. Great. Oh, it's the system, just like we teach. Just keep following up. People are busy, right? People are busy. Even if you don't think they're busy, they feel busy for whatever reason, okay? Because they were doing something else at that moment. So you just got to be present. You have to love people through the process. You have to understand that if you want to help people, you have to follow up. This is how you actively love people. This is why I always say following up is an act of love, okay? Following up is an act of love. And if you love people, that's how you do it. That's the action you take, is continuing to follow up. And when you give up on people because you've made up a reason why they're ghosting you, or you don't feel like they're responding, you're getting crickets, and you stop, you've communicated, I didn't care enough about you to keep following up. I'm sorry. And if that's not your intention, then don't stop. Keep going. Does this make sense? This is this simple thing, using Teamzy to create the interest, inviting people, putting them on your follow-ups list, keeping them on your follow-ups list consistently. It will increase your conversions 80%. Okay? It's just a system to allow you to do what you're already good at doing, which is sharing your heart. And because it's structured, it takes your planning out, it takes your worry out, and it lets you share your heart with a lot more people. Make sense? So real quick, let's review this real quick, how to do the power hour, and then we'll do some Q&A, because I have gone off on a couple tangents, but it's fun. Has this been valuable though? Okay, good. So your power hour looks like this. Connect with the prospects, whoever's up next. Connect with customers, whoever's up next. Connect with distributors, whoever's up next. And then as people are interested, add them to your follow-ups list. The second half of your follow-ups of your power hour is working your follow-ups list, just going down your list and sending people the next follow-up. Okay, when I get to Marcy on Thursday, I'm going to click right here on activity to see what I sent her last. Okay, I sent her follow-up number 1, and I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to get follow-up number 2. Okay, there it is, follow-up number 2. Then a few days later, I'll send her follow-up number 3. And then I'll send her follow-up number 4. Okay, not expecting her to respond, honestly. So look, I just want you guys to see how this works out psychologically. Follow-up number 5, I know she's getting ready to respond to me soon, so I'm starting to set it up. Hey, Jane, I hope you're doing well. I'm here when you're ready. Follow-up number 6, hi, Jane, I know you were excited about getting started, and I promise to be here to help you along the way. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, follow-up number 7, morning, Jane, just stopping by to wish you a fantastic day. Follow-up number 8, hi, Jane, I know life can be really hectic. I hope I'm not turning into a pest. I'm just trying to follow up and be present when you're ready. Let me know if I can help. This is designed to bring them back to that message, which says, I'm so sorry I didn't respond. Thank you for following up. I really appreciate your care. Let's talk some more about Juice Plus. Make sense? All right, so when Marcy finally signs up on the team, here's how I'm going to finish her off in Teamzy. I'm going to jump to her full record on the team page. You can do that by looking her up on the lookup bar. And then I'm going to click on sale. I'm going to log that as, let's say she comes in as a distributor, then I'll log that she did an application fee, boom. And then I'm going to tag what she bought. Just going to put tags. She got a Tower Garden and she got capsules. Great. So now I know what product she's using. Okay. And you can tag anything you want. And then I'm going to move from member type from prospect over to distributor, personally sponsored. Now I'll continue to work with Marcy as a distributor on my distributors list. Make sense? Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and open up for some questions. If you have them, what I want you to do is just unmute and ask away. Don't be shy.
Hey Eric, my name's Rebecca and I'm not familiar with the tags. I saw that they were tags that you created, I'm assuming. If you don't mind talking about that a little bit.
Yeah, so tags, on anything, on any sort of database or blog or anything on the internet, we use tags. Tags are a way to categorize things, right? It's like organizing things in your closet. So when you put a tag on something, like in this case, I tagged her with Tower Garden, which was a tag I created. Everybody who has that tag has a Tower Garden. So if I went into Teamzy and clicked on Tower Garden, I could see a list of everybody in Teamzy who has a Tower Garden. The tags are really helpful because it gives me information about the person I'm talking to, and it lets me talk to specific groups at different times. If there's some new Tower Garden gadget that you guys come out with, like for example, I saw somebody invented a solar panel for Tower Gardens. Have you guys seen this? Juice Plus hasn't bought it yet. But imagine that the solar panel for Tower Gardens came out. How many of you would want to tell every person with a Tower Garden about the new solar panel, right? So that kind of thing, that's how you would use that tag at a later date. Does that make sense? But you can also tag other groups. Like I would tag all my veterans. And then on Veterans Day, rather than just putting up a patriotic post on Facebook or Instagram, I would personally message them and thank them for their service. You could, so any group that you want to tag, I would also use tags for your events. When you're having an event, I would create a tag that says event and the date, and everybody I invited to that event, I would tag. Then I could quickly grab a list of all my invitees to that event. Then I could work that separately from my regular Teamzy. I could do my Teamzy Power, then I could go to my event and connect with everybody and make sure everybody that's coming to the event is coming to the event. Does this make sense? So the tags, I actually did a full hour-long training just on tags. It's in Teamzy Help Center. If you want to check that out, Rebecca, if you want to go deeper with it. But as you start thinking about ways that you would categorize your people, you just do it with tags. And let me just show you where it is in Teamzy. So as you create those tags, on the dashboard, you can create a tag under details. While they're on the dashboard, right here, you can add tags. See the little tag? And you would also see all the tags that she has. So let's say Melissa had a Tower Garden. Once you've created a tag, Teamzy automatically puts it up there for you and makes it easy. Let's say she had one. I would already see that. If she was my Facebook friend, I would have tagged her as Facebook friend when she came into Teamzy. So then I knew, okay, that's how I connect with her. So all the tags are there. You can also create them if you're on somebody's record on the team page. You can create tags there, which is what I did. But see, look at over here on the left on the team page. There's my list of tags. So if I wanted to look at a tag list and click Tower Garden, here's all the people on my list with a Tower Garden.
That's cool.
Cool. And then I could do another tag. Let's say I also wanted to see gummies. I could see who has those two tags. So it's just ways that I can use these lists. So anyways, that's how you would use tags. There's lots of things. Other people use them for things like part of the training I talk about people who use Instagram to meet people. Not everybody does that. I'm not trying to get people on a rabbit trail for that. But those of you who use Instagram, there's a way I talk about how you can use tags to bring those Instagram leads, which aren't really relationships yet, in as a tag and then bring them out, if they don't connect with you type thing. So there's lots of different ways you can use that. It's a very simple and flexible system, if it makes sense. Okay.
So is the book going to help this become more fluid? I feel a little bit overwhelmed right now. I hate to say, it just seems like a whole lot. So, but I guess it's like anything that when you practice it, it becomes second nature?
Yeah, the boot camp really helps you understand the system and philosophy behind Teamzy. It, it's overwhelming, probably because I over-delivered tonight and taught you too much in 1 hour. But as far as the system goes, it just keeps it easy. And as far as putting people in front of you to help you connect, if you're good at connecting with people, you're going to get it right away. Now,
Okay.
we teach. The boot camp's 12 weeks long. We have a different teaching topic every single week, and we cover the gamut from, the basics on how to do a power hour all the way through to, how to find leaders on your team and identify them. We teach you how to use social media in a different way to build trust rather than just trying to get your numbers up. We teach you how to overcome objections. We go through a training on, oh my gosh, so many different things. So each week it's a different topic. And it's kind of like my business partner, Mike Lopez, and I, we looked at it from the standpoint of what are the big pieces that every business owner needs to understand to really, really move the dial in their business. And so we try to teach it all in 3 months. Now, it's a lot, and that's why people are taking 2 and 3 and 4 times boot camp in a row, because they're really getting a lot of value out of it. And they feel like, I want to keep doing this so that I can master this system. So what I would tell you, Lee, is that if you do this just a little bit, you'll see a major improvement in your DMO. You'll feel more efficient and you'll see results. As you become a master of the system, you'll really be able to see results, if that makes sense. So don't worry about, getting there all in one day. We've been working, Mike and I still do some consulting on the side in our old industry, which is real estate. We've been working with a top real estate team in Los Angeles. We've been working with them for 15 years. We still consult their business every week, 15 years later. They do $50 million in real estate sales a year, and they still need help working and developing and mastering. Does that make sense? It's part of our personal growth process that you never get there, but you get better, your results get better, and you're able to duplicate it with your team better, which helps everybody, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Sure.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did join boot camp. I'm really excited.
Oh, you're already in it. Okay, good.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it. Don't worry about it.
Can't wait.
Hey, Eric, it's Sally Joe.
Hi.
Hey, I have a question. So I've been using Teamzy for I would say probably about 7 or 8 months, and I absolutely loved it. It definitely has changed my mindset and being intentional, and really generated a lot of new relationships, which in turn generated a lot of new customers. But it's not uncommon for me for any day of the week to have at least anywhere from 25 to 30 follow-ups to do in a day, because I'm inviting to events and so on and so forth. So that being said, if you're following up with them, that takes over the hour, and then you have it's just a lot of administrative work. So I'm just curious to know what suggestion you might be able to give me so that I don't have maybe so much follow-up. And I think I've gone from one extreme to the other, where I wasn't doing good follow-up, and now I'm doing a lot of really great follow-up. So what are your thoughts on that?
Okay, so what you're going to probably, so you've got your power hour, right? But the truth is that you might need, the way I did it was I had my power hour, which was just outgoing messages, right? And I would do that early. So I worked when I had a job, way back then when I had a job, I would get up early before my kids woke up, like 4. And I would do some devotional time, a little bit of exercise, and then I would do my power hour. So my power hour was happening, 5:30. I'd get my power hour done, all those messages out. And then I would, be with my kids, do breakfast, get them off to school. I'd get off to work. And by the time I started getting to work, messages started coming back to me. So what I did was I had half of my lunch hour at work. I went out to my car and I answered messages on my phone. So it was like 30 minutes. I'd have lunch, because the lunchtime was huge recruiting, right? And at work, because you're talking to people about the business while eating. What are you eating? Oh, look at this. I grew this on my tower garden, right? Whatever. If you guys aren't doing that at work, you need to be doing that at work. I agree with this. Have you ever had a nasturtium? Try it. We just had Easter, and I had everybody eating random things off the tower. My family was here, and everybody's like, this is so cool. I know, isn't this cool? So I'm glad I ran into you guys, because you have cool products. So where was I? The follow-ups. So what I would do is I would have that 30 minutes to answer messages. And then in the evening, after I got my kids to bed, I had some more time set aside to answer messages. So I had like, additional times where I would be having messages and getting extra stuff done. Now that's the first piece of the question. The second piece is an event I would handle differently outside of my normal power hour, because an event, when you're inviting people to an event, it's not, I get into this is like the next level invite stuff. And I don't want to confuse you guys. If you just do what I told you already so far, you're going to do great. But for me, a real invite that I want to follow up on is somebody who's really interested in the business. So if I'm inviting somebody to an event who may or may not have shown any interest in my business yet, I don't want to cloud up my hard pipeline of follow-ups with those people. So what I would do is just as we talked about tags a minute ago with Rebecca's question, I would tag my invites to the event as a tag. So as I'm inviting people to the event, I would put that tag, and that then is a separate list from my power hour. So my power hour, it's like the people I've been talking to. So the people that come out of that event, who've gone to the event, who have come out of the event and now have some real education, something to follow up on, those are the people I'd have on my follow-ups list. And everybody that was just invited to the event that didn't come to the event or whatever, they'd have a tag that I tried to get them to that event, which I would pull that list up again next time I had an event. But in the meantime, I'm following up with the people who came and who got to experience the event and got to experience, the pitch and everything that I showed them. Does that make sense? So part of it is really putting the high quality people on your follow-ups list. That's one thing, one way to kind of eliminate that. But understand that when you have an event, that requires an additional several hours of work to promote. Does that make sense? So if you're going to have an event, that's extra time. Now, the next level to my answering your question is, once I was able to leave my job and focus full time on my business, I had several power hours in my day now because I had more time. So I would put in several power hours in my day because now I had more stuff happening, right? Because it was now a full-time career type thing. So you may get to a point where you need to do more, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you so much.
Does that help?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so for us, an event would be even when we're inviting people to coffee or salad in a jar, whatever. So even to connect with someone face to face instead of just connecting with them on Messenger. So that's an event for us. And so if I'm sending out, 10 or 15 invites for coffee during the week or the next week, then that's where I put them so that I don't have post-it notes all over the place.
Right.
So that's why I have more than probably the average bear. So yeah, but no, that's very, very helpful. So I'll start putting them in categories. I'll tag them.
Tag them up. So for me, I would, if I'm talking to you and I ask you the question, like I talked to you tonight, would you like to learn more? And you said yes, then I would invite you to coffee. Great. Let's get coffee and talk about it.
Gotcha. Okay.
So this is not judgment. This is just my personal opinion. But if you invite somebody to coffee and they don't know that do they know that they're coming to coffee to talk about Juice Plus?
Well, no, because we're not meeting to talk about Juice Plus. We're working on developing the relationship, and then that's how Juice Plus is shared. It's organically in the conversation. So that's not the premise. So I'm, taking your theory and your concept definitely to heart. We're working on the relationship, and if Juice Plus comes out of that, then that's awesome. If not, I've reconnected with a friend. Okay.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Face-to-face is always the best connection.
Okay.
Face-to-face is always the best connection. The only reason I'm asking, I've had so many people over the years over the last 2 years say, what do you do, Eric, what do you do for a living? I know you bought a new house and you don't have a job. Like, what do you do? And I tell them, well, this is what I do. I have teams and I help network marketers build their business with heart. And they go, I hate network marketing. I go, why do you hate network? This happens to me a lot, you guys. Why? It's an awesome business. And they say, well, this just happened to me the other day. Somebody that I've known for a long time. She goes, I had a girlfriend from high school call me up and wanted to reconnect. And I was so excited. And we went to lunch, and halfway through lunch, she pulls out the book. She's like, she pulled out the Plexus business plan. And I was like, oh my gosh, why? she's like, you know what? If she had said to me, I want to share with you what I'm doing because I'm excited about it, and that's part of what we're going to talk about, coffee would have been one thing, but I just felt like it was a bait and switch. And I was like, you know, I said, I apologized to her for her friend. I said, she doesn't know any better. That's what people are teaching. You know, she is excited. She wants you to share it. But, you know, like my point is like that, you just have to be careful. It's about trust. So I believe every single person you're talking to, they need to know you're doing Juice Plus. You're excited about it. It's probably going to come up in conversation. It's fine if you're not interested. Just want to let you know, like everything needs to be out in the open, honest, authentic. It's exciting. This is what I do and why I do it, why I'm passionate about it.
Right. But I think for me, for sure, is having no agenda, is having no expectations.
Right.
And that's when it's truly organic, and when you have your eyes on the other person and what's going on with them. And even if during the conversation you don't get to share about you, that's okay, because that hour was about them.
Great. Good.
You know,
I like it.
And I've had that happen. So I'm just, all good information, all great golden nuggets. So thank you so much.
My pleasure. Perfect. Sounds good. You get your heart sounds like it's in the right place. Oh, I didn't give you guys your.
I'd love to share.
Sure.
So this is I just finished my second 12-week boot camp, and I'm still contemplating. I was like, do I do a third? Do I not? I've been connected with a couple huge leaders who are in their third, fourth, and fifth boot camps, and they're like, Kathy, you are on a roll. Don't stop this. You need to keep going. And I'm like, I've got other things going on. Anyway, I just want to give you guys some perspective. When I did the 30-day free trial, I did nothing because it was free and I had other things going on, and I thought I'd get around to it, and I never got the set up. And anyway, yada, yada, yada. I decided to do the boot camp, and the first 12 weeks, I will tell you, it was really cumbersome for me. I had to get help to download, just to figure it all out. And I spent that whole 12 weeks learning the system, watching the weekly videos that they put out, which are phenomenal. And I just feel like Eric and Mike's heart is exactly what we attract in our company. We are like no other company in network marketing. Eric, will you agree with that?
I agree.
Yeah. So anyway, that first 12 weeks was just about learning the system. And I finally, by the 12th week, felt like, okay, I think I got this. I had a lot of issues with the follow-ups, and there were so many things that weren't exactly right, but I felt like I was learning how to do a system that was working. And I felt momentum coming, and I was going to sign up for a second one, and I invited Eric to come and do a call for the team, and we invited every sidelines on all teams, and we had a huge group come on board and watch that training. And then I had a lot of private messages asking me, so how did it turn out? How many customers did you make? What was your paycheck like? How many reps did you bring on? They wanted quantification of what I had done. And then I started getting nervous. I'm like, okay, I have nothing. I can't tell you any of those things yet, because everything we do today actually shows up in about 3 to 4 months, kind of like Juice Plus, right? We sell our products in a 4-month supply. And so what happened in my second 12 weeks is I got my highest paycheck. I brought on 6 new team members in 2 weeks. 4 of them went to HLP, and my funnel is so full I can't get to the people fast enough to respond because we went to the conference and whatnot. But one of my favorite stories and the reason I'm on tonight, because I have team members here, and I really want to share this story because I feel like God really puts things in our lives and people in our lives for a reason and a purpose, and you just don't always know until sometimes months later. So in January, I went to boot camp in Las Vegas, and one of the speakers was Ginger Carter, and she talked about how she talks to anyone in the grocery store, on the airplane, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, I'm not that kind of person. I don't just talk to anyone. I educate, I create relationships. And anyway, the joke that whole, up until I got to the airplane was, Kathy, you need to go talk to people. Do what Ginger said, right? So Chris, my sponsor and friend, dropped me off at the airport, and they're like, go talk to people. I'm like, okay, whatever. Put my earbuds in, got my coffee, sat down and started reading. I did pray. I was like, Lord, if there's someone here that you need me to talk to, I will, but you have to make it like a burning bush. Let me know for real, right? So I sit down at my gate, and there's 10 open seats, and a lady sits in front of me. And I'm like, okay, do I talk to her? What's the deal? Anyway, she ends up asking me a question. I get into this whole conversation with her. I find out she's been to 2 family funerals, has some seriously sick family, and she's from Sacramento. And I'm like, well, I'm going to be in Sacramento for a conference in April. Maybe you'll want to come to our conference and learn a little bit more about how to, make some simple changes to your health. And she says, well, if I'm not working, I'd love to come. So we became friends on Facebook. I go to get my plane. I've missed my plane. My plane was gone. It took off. And I'm in Las Vegas. And I live in DC. So it took me all day to get home, 3 hops home. And I met 3 people. And I'm still in connection with, 2 out of the 3. And tonight I got the sale. And she'll probably be on my team. So I will tell you, I did 12 connections with her. And between February 4th and March 26th, I connected with her 5 times and no response. And I thought, she must have read something. She's, got the skepticism, whatever. I was making up all these stories, but I kept messaging. And then I had invited her to conference, sent her a flyer about the Thursday night, 3 to 6 o'clock. I'll be there if you want to join me. No response. April 10th, I land in Sacramento. I get a message from her saying, where are you? Are you here today or is it tomorrow? I want to come meet you. And I said, it's tomorrow. So she shows up at conference and she's on her hour lunch break. She only had 45 minutes by this time. She's sweating, running around the conference center looking for me. I get her to a seat. She watches like 45 minutes of the event. And she says, I got to go back to work. I'm so sorry, but I definitely want to know about this. She goes, what's funny is I don't remember you telling me that you sold a product. And I thought, did I fail? Did I not do what I was supposed to do? Because I know I told her, but we did a lot of health coaching. She goes, well, maybe you did, but I think if you would have put a hard sell on me, I would have told you off. So really what I did was I talked to her a lot about what she was needing, and coached her through and just connected with her. And on our way out, she says, I definitely need this. My family needs this. Will you please call me when you get home? And so since conference, we've been connecting back and forth. And tonight she ordered a quad and a shakes and a children's health study and said that, she said, I'm so excited. I can't wait for my products. And she says, I really think God brought you into my life for a reason. And I said, for sure. And she said, thank you for not ever giving up on me, because I know, that period of time for 6 weeks, she didn't reply. She was sick. She was traveling. Her family had issues. All kinds of stuff was happening. So anyway, I just wanted to share that story to encourage you all. I don't think I would have continued connecting with her without Eric and Teamzy Boot Camp. And I wish you all the best. I think it's so awesome.
Man, that's a great story. Thank you for sharing that. This is why I love you guys so much at Juice Plus. This was conference for me, was stories like this all day long. People walking up to us and hugging us, telling us stories like this. So cool. Have you guys heard the story of the starfish? How many of you guys know the story of the starfish? A couple of you do. You guys know the story? I love this story. As somebody who has been as a career helping people build their business for years. And some people you just can't help. Have you guys come across that? Like you pour yourself into them and they're just not ready, right? And so I love the story of the starfish. The story goes like this. For those of you who haven't heard it, there's a beach where, tens of thousands of starfish have washed up in the surf and they're all over the beach. And a lot of them, the tide is receding and a lot of them don't look like they're going to make, they're not going to make it. They're going to die. And in the midst of these piles of starfish is an old man who's picking them up and tossing them into the surf. And a young man walks up to him and says, what are you doing? He says, I'm saving the starfish. He goes, there's tens of thousands of them that you can't possibly save them all. What difference can you make? And he bends down, he picks up a starfish, he tosses it into the surf and he says, I made a difference to that one. I know a lot of you have heard that story, but I love that story. For years, I used to wear, people wear the little American flag. I wore a little starfish pin on my lapel. Back when I worked for other people and had to wear suits. You won't really see me in one of those anymore because, hey, I'm an entrepreneur. I can wear what I want, right? Sneakers and Lululemon shirts. That's the way it goes. Yes. But my point is, so Kathy, thank you for sharing that. That was a perfect example of that. You were present for her, and she has no idea probably that you missed your flight. And if the worst airport in the world to be stuck in all day is Las Vegas, isn't it? It's like everybody smells like, cigarettes, and it's a terrible place. I hate getting stuck in Las Vegas. Every time it's happened to me, I'm thinking, how long a drive is it? 6 hours? I'm going to rent a car and get out of here because I live in San Diego. So
I'm still pursuing number 2 because the other girl I met on the plane missed her flight, and I got the very last seat on call, like standby. And I thought, please, dear Lord, don't give me a center seat. And I get to the seat, and it's this large lady sitting halfway in my seat, and I'm like, it's the only chair I can sit in. So I sit there. She's freaking out because she's afraid of flying, and she's not feeling so great from the night before. And anyway, I'm like, are you going to be okay? And she says, I'm just afraid of takeoff and landings. And I said, do you need me to hold your hand? And she's like, I love you. So she holds my hand. We become fast friends. I share all about, what I do. And anyway, we're still in communication and getting ready to have a connection call. And so I think she'll be on my team as well.
So guys, work Teamzy. You'll fill your pipeline with real people like this, real relationships that you can help over time. Let me give you a couple of quick, for those of you who've hung in, a couple of action steps. If you're not getting in your free trial, go get your free trial started. That's a no-brainer. I highly recommend you get a success partner to do the free time with. Okay. Somebody who you can say, let's run with this together. Let's hold each other accountable. We'll screenshot our activities each night. And did you do yours? I did mine, so that you actually use it. Don't sign up for the free trial. Don't use it. What a waste. Okay. And then for those of you who really want to take it to the next level, the Teamzy Elite Bootcamp, it begins on Monday, the 29th. We're in prep week right now. It's prep week. There's some stuff to do to get ready. So, and registration was supposed to close last night. We extended it to midnight tonight. So I'm not here to pressure you guys. I'm just letting you know there's an opportunity till midnight tonight. For those of you who wanted to do the bootcamp, you can still do it. You go to teamzy.com/bootcamp. Okay, to get information. You can get all the information about it, teamzy.com/bootcamp, and you can register for it tonight. You got to do it before midnight though. Okay. But that's a 12-week program. You're going to be with us for 12 weeks. Every week we have a new training. These are somebody asked the question. These are videos that we recorded in the studio. You can watch them anytime you want. They unlock every Monday morning at 5 a.m. So you have all week to watch the training video. It will teach you a new skill. The skills layer on each other week over week over week over week. It doesn't require any time. This is just your regular DMO time. You're just going to be doing it together with Teamzy Bootcamp. Make sense? The trainings most of them are 10 minutes or less. A couple of them are a little bit more. So it's just like a really focused, here's what we're going to learn this week. So you don't have to go, it's not like you're in school watching, it's not like this where you're spending all this time with me. And then you're in a private Facebook group with leaders. We've already got an amazing group right now. We've got more 7-figure earners than I've ever had in a boot camp. And we've got a lot of newbies. So it's a good mix of people in there. Great energy. Everybody's committed together. And it's an environment where you will be held accountable and encouraged on a daily basis to do your activities as we go, if that makes sense. Somebody had a question?
I do. So if I'm going to try do the 30-day trial, but this is a 12-week boot camp. So after this 12 weeks, if I didn't do this one, you'll do another one, I assume.
Yeah, we'll start another one in August.
Okay.
Yep.
So I probably wouldn't sign up for this one, but I definitely would probably look forward to the next one.
Yeah. So we'll do another one in August. We do one each quarter, so we'll do 4 a year.
I know a lot of people that are signed up for this one though.
Oh my gosh.
And it's pretty thick.
I think Kathy just talked herself into it again.
Right.
She did it, not me.
And then another question I had is why do people do multiple boot camps? I mean, I guess maybe I missed that.
Well, okay, so there's a few reasons. One is we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught, which is a principle that we all as leaders need to remember with our teams, is that we have to constantly be reminded of stuff that we already know. But the other thing is it's like becoming a great tennis player or a great golfer or anything else. It takes repetition and practice to really master something. I know some leaders, like my friend Joanne, who's in her 5th straight boot camp right now. She's well above 6 figures in her business. She loves the environment. She's like, I don't have a place to go where it's like every day someone's going, hey, Joanne, did you do your work? Or, and there's other leaders. She's making friends every time, new friends in the business. Like, she just likes the environment. She's like, for a cup of coffee a day, she goes, I'm just going to sign up for every boot camp forever because I like to live in that kind of rarefied environment. So some people just really like that. And the thing about it is that the training is organic. It's not exactly the same. The 12 training videos are, but we do live coaching throughout the boot camp, and that is very organic. I mean, some of you, like tonight, how much of tonight was scripted? As much.
No, it was great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I have like 2 pages full of just great notes, great points, a lot of great points, but a lot of great heart. So thank you so much for that.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
I loved every bit of it.
Oh, Eric, I have a question. If you haven't done boot camp or if you haven't done Teamzy, is it okay to jump into the boot camp or do Teamzy for a while and then try a boot camp?
It's a great question, Susan. I would say about 30% of our boot campers are brand new and have not even logged in yet each time. And most of the time it's because they are coming in because somebody told them you should go do this and check it out or whatever. But so we definitely, we have our staff like on call for people like that will help you make sure you get your account set up and you're ready to go. So don't worry about that. If that's you, you won't be alone. There will be lots of people that are brand new in boot camp. So we'll continue.
I did the free trial for about a week and then I went on vacation and never finished the free trial. So I kind of know what it's like, but it's okay to just jump right in.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. So boot camp, I didn't talk about the cost, but Teamzy, after your 30-day free trial, Teamzy's $19.95 a month for access, which comes out to like 60 cents a day to have that everything planned for you. And then for those of you who fall in love hard with Teamzy, you can prepay a year in advance and save a couple months extra, get a little better deal. Boot camp is an additional tuition to join the boot camp. It's $297 US for those of you in Canada or wherever. And so that comes out to like, a cup of drip coffee a day for 12 weeks to be, really led through the program. So it's pretty inexpensive. But again, if you are interested in doing the Teamzy boot camp, what you need to do is you got to do it tonight. You can do it even right now while I'm talking so you don't mess it up. Teamzy.com/bootcamp. Okay, Teamzy.com/bootcamp. And that page is still live, but it's computers. So it automatically shuts off at midnight. So if you're on the East Coast, how many of you are on the East Coast? You've got 38 minutes left before midnight, right? Is that right? Yeah. So you need to hurry up because it's based on your time zone.
Way past my bedtime.
Yeah. You guys are up late. God bless you for being up this late. So you guys it's on your time zone.
Interested though.
Now you won't be able to sleep. You're like, I got to go build my business. You can just do a power hour real quick and then go to sleep feeling like everything's good. So that's a good point. I know it's late. Let me say goodnight to you guys.
It's Terry. Staci asked me to tell you thank you so much. Her phone died.
Oh, no worries.
Her mom. So she said, make sure you tell him we so appreciate. We love your heart. Thank you for spending all this time with us and answering all the questions. And we will be doing the boot camp. So
awesome. Well, it's my pleasure to be here with you.
Can I ask one more question?
Sure. Go ahead.
Get off real quick for another call. But she's doing Teamzy, and she said when she imports her contacts, is all the info is supposed to come through line, email, and phone number. She says she has not been able to import correctly. So is there a video that shows that?
What you should do is just tell her to send an email to support@teamzy.com, support@teamzy.com, and they'll go in, they can pull her import files and take a look at them and see if there's something skewed. Usually what happens is like sometimes like on the sheet, like the data will move over, like the emails will be over one column and so that Teamzy doesn't see them or something like that. They'll be able to clean that up and fix it. So just have her email support@teamzy.com. And I want you guys to know that if you run into any trouble, like if you're not techie, you just ask for help. There's a help button floating around Teamzy at all times. My team will just do it for you. They'll even come on, they'll get on a Zoom with you. They'll take over the controls of your computer and they'll do all the work for you if you need them to. Okay, so don't freak out. Anybody who's not techie, like that's just getting moved into your kitchen. We moved into our dream home 4 months ago. I had movers do it for me. I just got it done. So you guys do the same thing. We'll be your movers. We'll move you in. Okay? Makes sense?
You.
Thank you.
God bless you guys. Have a great night. Thanks for having me. Terry, I will get you guys the recording tomorrow so you can have the playback. For those of you watching this on recording, boot camp's closed. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.